What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another tutorial with Tarant Info. And today is going to be a two-part series. In part one, we're going to be diving into the effects right here and just kind of ways that you could implement them into your sound to get some unique stuff. And then in part two, we'll start going into just, all the different things that you could route and stuff like that to spice up your sound and bring life to it. So, two-parter, we're going to be learning Massive and all the little crazy technical stuff you guys could choose from, and that's available for you when sound designing within Massive. You're not always going to use these techniques for every sound, but it's good to, just memorize these and know when you need them, they're there for you to use. So, let's dive right into this and figure out. We're going to do with the size. So we're going to do the reverbs. We're going to do the dimension expander. And we're going to play with those and see kind of some different styles we could get with the sound and different ways you could bring it to life with that. So one of my favorites, and I'm sure if you watched our other preset videos, you'll see that we use this a lot. So here's just an init sound in Massive with the reverb on. But you hear that? Maybe you just want it big on the pluck and stuff. So by doing stuff like this, let me pull this down. So you see that it's not always there, it's just big on the pluck. So that's a little secret to use on your plucks. You want it to kind of be big on the pluck but not really have the tail. You could do it like that, and then then you could maybe put a reverb plug-in after it and then bring it to life some more. So don't always think of you need that long tail. Think of it as I want that nice wide sound, and then without it, so it really adds some character to it. Again, you're not always gonna have it like that, but keep in mind for plucks and stuff, when you want it nice and wide when it's actually playing but no tail, that's a little secret for you. Now in dimension expander, again, this is another one I use a lot. So you want to not always do it all the way like this, but if you listen, let me put this on synced. So you see how it's pulsing with it, but then if I open it, see how it has that delay? And then if you turn it off, or not off, but just have it so it's doing the LFO, it's more alive in a way. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It just kind of pulses better. So obviously it's, dimension expanding. It's like a delay in a way. It's going, giving it that space. So yeah, sometimes you just want to turn it on. And then sometimes you want it. So yeah, that's dimension expander. The last thing I'm going to show you in this one is the chorus could be used too in the same way as this. It's almost like whoosh, 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 going across figures. But if you're turning it off or muted, it gives it a more cleaner sound. When you have the chorus all the way up, it's kind of washes the sound out a little bit. At least to me, that's what it sounds like. And then when you put this on, you kind of get the same effect, but it sounds crisp. And also, it's not so like sound thin and kind of like phasey in a way, where this kind of has that signal still in the middle as well as those. So that's what makes it a little more crisp to me. Um, and it's going to sound better when you put it in mono rather than just having it washed out on the sides. So that's a little tip. Maybe sometimes you want it washed out. It's a sound like a pad or something, so you just put the chorus on. But in, say, like a dubstep sound or just something you want more present and not really washed out, but you still want that effect that the chorus is doing, you put the LFO on the dry wet so you can get the effect, and then it closes off, so it's not just staying open, and then it'll give you a more live movement and more crisp again because it's not washed out. There's still that signal coming out of the middle. So those are some creative ways to use massive and the effects to bring your sound to life, and you could tweak them. Like, just I just showed you the extremes, throwing it all the way up, but if you dial it in and then maybe turn the drive up, so it's just like, you know up in the like 10 to 12 range on the LFO, going back and forth. All of these you just dial in to your likings. But I wanted to get your mind going in the right direction and just to see what to experiment with massive in the effects. Now, in part two of this video, we're going to start doing some stuff just all around massive. We're going to check out routing and as well as the inserts, because they're kind of like effects, but they're like, you're inserting a plugin. I guess that's what they're, inserts. So yeah, we'll mess with the inserts, feedback. We'll go through the noise real quick, how you could implement it with all these methods, and then this, just mess around. Oscillator 1, 2, 3, you could switch them, and then you move them around. You could pitch them just like the oscillators. So if you're doing a pitch in these oscillators, make sure you're doing it in here too, otherwise it's going to sound off. So I'll see you in part two where we go a little deeper inside massive with the creative effects and routing.